About the Philippines, so let's do that. This one is what community in Philippines capital Manila is like. Or commuting, not community, commuting. Is Philippines one of those countries with like crazy rules for the road? I think so. Or like the bikes just zigzag between everybody. I think so. Life where I'm from. Well,
thanks to Dashlane for sponsoring this video. Keep your digital life secure and never forget a password again.
I don't have the experience of commuting to big cities myself.
In the capital city of the Philippines, Manila, which is infamous for its traffic. Isn't that true with many major cities? Like, I'm from Vancouver, and it's a known thing that traffic congestion can get really bad. And those living in LA, you know what's up. However, the commute in both those cities pales in comparison to the Manila commute.
Trains. As always, I've only lived in the countryside. Like, my commute was mostly to like countryside roads. You know, there's a few cars here and there, that's it. And the cities I would go to were like still just a few thousand peoples. Like the one time I actually tried, you know, I learned to drive in the countryside, and that's what I got used to. The one time I tried to go to a bigger city with, you know, like maybe like dozens of thousands of people, I instantly got super confused. For example, like I was so unused to like streets that had like 4 lanes, but they were only one direction, which, you know, instantly I got kind of confused and just at one point I was like going the wrong direction. You know, big cities I don't think are for me. I think it ties in with like how much I'm stressed by driving because you need to pay attention to so many things, and I felt that even with like chill countryside roads, right? So I can't imagine like in this kind of setting or any big cities, you know, like the amount of stuff you need to pay attention to and all the cars all over you and everything. I can't imagine. Awares over the NPW image was very common. Fair enough. What's going on here? Traffic enforcer.
So there's no traffic light.
No traffic light? And yet, I mean, it's still flowing. I mean.
Hi, my name is Emiko.
And she was nice enough to let me join her on her daily commute. But before I could even get to her, I had to do a bit of commuting on my own. I used Grab, Philippines Uber, which is a privilege many Filipinos don't get. And truth be told, traveling as a single passenger in a car doesn't help traffic congestion one bit.
I mean, I'm sure. Oh, passenger bike, that's cool.
But I had somewhere to be, and I was thinking only about myself. Both that I needed to get to my meeting point in time, which I totally didn't, and that I needed to get there safely, which with my camera gear, many local Filipinos told me not to do on my own out in the open. So for this portion of the trip, Grab it was. Total cost, 263p, or $5 US, which is almost exactly half the daily minimum wage in Metro Manila.
Okay. You know, looking at this kind of traffic, like, wouldn't it literally be faster to walk with like the constant slowing down or stopping, you know, to let traffic advance? I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't it be faster to walk? German. Do you like German?
.4 kilometers, and 2 hours later, I finally arrived at Emiko's office.
Wait, 8 kilometers in 2 hours. Let me just look it up. Like, if you're walking, let's see. How long does it take to walk 8 kilometers. It's listing 1 hour, yeah. I mean, 8 kilometers isn't a lot. Huh? No, wait. Like when I not master introduction, fair enough. When I used to like go to school on foot, like it was it was like 4 or 5, and I would do that in like 20 minutes. So I walked very fast. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, again, like maybe it's better to walk in that situation. Like 2 hours for 8 kilometers.
And yeah, I could have walked that distance quicker and jogged it in less than half the time.
Yeah.
I finished my work 5:30 in the afternoon. So I walk from here to the Mega Mall, 15 to 20 minutes of walk.
I mean, you could probably be even faster on a bike. I mean, a bicycle, right? Not a motorcycle. But looking again, like the madness of the traffic, I feel like it would be terrifying to be on just a bicycle. Wait, I'm not gonna go faster because you're honking.
There are a lot of difference here in Japan.
Yeah. Lots of different.
Usually,
Oh yeah, this channel lives in Japan. That's right.
Okay.
But it's either two of those things. You catch the van while it's running,
Yeah.
and you line up in Mega Mall, but you wait for too long.
So the van she's talking about is this UV Express. UV meaning utility van. And some people choose to randomly wait along this road, hoping a van stops in front of them.
Like
But
a taxi,
whether or
I
not
guess.
they can quickly hitch a ride, there's no guarantee.
Zombies.
Emiko calls these people commuting zombies, perhaps for the way they slavishly chase after the van, or simply for the exhausted look on their faces. But come on, could a zombie maneuver like this lady in the black miniskirt?
This is like gacha, I mean, you might waste more
She's
time
got right in
waiting.
like a pro. If you want to know what disappointment looks like, this is it, people.
Okay.
So we'll go to Mega Mall instead.
Okay. See, if red, that means run.
Run.
Yeah. And then in the middle of traffic, I notice people scrambling.
French is also being taught. Always wonder what would be identity of France and Germany when language became extinct somehow. I don't know, I guess we'd speak English. There. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. I mean, I guess I could have been speaking German. You know, if history had gone differently, I would be a German boy right now.
So I pressed record and followed along.
Thanks, Sandia, for helping liberate the place in both World War, basically. Thanks for the help. Okay. Someone is definitely eating that in the face.
You see that every day.
Wow. They're coming so fast. Obviously, like the biggest thing I just noticed is like crosswalk don't seem to. I don't know if it's like people don't respect the rules or if there's actually the rules for it. But you know, like the point of crosswalk is that people are supposed to slow down when there's a crosswalk and like let the people on foot pass. But yeah, like people seem to like not slow down, so it's kind of crazy.
Emiko's lineup is actually on the other side of the mall, so we go through another security checkpoint. The magic stick confirms I'm not a threat, and off we go.
Magic stick.
We're now going home to Antipolo. We're trying to catch the UV Express there outside Mega Mall.
UV
Maybe
Express.
you can now start tuning from here.
Okay.
So that you can see how long the line is. So on this side, up to there, this is the line.
That's okay. Just walk at this point. Just walk.
I'm going to wait for 1 hour or more just to ride the van. Yay!
That's crazy.
We'll have to compress.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You have to wait for the next one?
Down.
You're so lucky today, Greg. You get the first one to ride the UV.
And the way you would be like squished.
Now that we're in the UV, it's relatively smooth, if not cramped, sailing. So for an hour or so, Emiko can do what she likes on her smartphone.
During my commute, I used to watch. I'm always watching videos. That's the first one, and I always catch up with my friends using the messenger, texting.
Okay.
It's a lot of it's a lot of downtime, like 1 hour waiting for the like for the bus, and then 1 hour on the bus or something. Yeah, that's a lot of time kind of stuck with nothing else to do but your phone. Yeah.
over here would have been cheaper, but this UV Express has air conditioning and sealed windows, which allows for a more bearable commute home. Now we find ourselves in Antipolo, which means we're in the provinces
there's normal bus
outside
too.
of Metro Manila. You can see on the road how the vehicles are increasingly becoming trikes, which is exactly what we'll have to take for the last portion of our trip.
This is where we go. Where we go.
Trikes, that's what it's called. They're pretty cool looking, yeah. Yeah.
But before we can catch the trike home, we grab some takeout rotisserie chicken for dinner.
Chicken.
Let's go.
Don't make me hungry.
By the way, Greg, this is the Antipolo Cathedral.
And because we're at Antipolo Cathedral,
Wow.
officially the national shrine of Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage, we make a brief pit stop.
We can't go inside.
But
You
alas,
just look
we
through the
have to be
gates.
getting home. The driver was waiting for 2 more passengers, which happened to be us.
You go inside.
This feels like it would be cool to ride.
This trike holds 4 passengers, and the distance will be 2.4 kilometers, or 1.5 miles.
I mean, I'm sure it really depends, but looking at this, it feels like, yeah, a lot of the time, maybe walking would be faster. I don't know. Even better, rollerblades. Rollerblades would be pretty good. I guess these roads here are like less congested, so it's going fast. Okay, now it would be slower to walk.
Even though this is a residential area, it's loud at night from the trikes that dominate the mountainous.
Oh man, the guy like having to ride on that side, like exposed. That's kind of crazy. Like if he falls straight onto the other lane, and he definitely gets run over.
roads. However, on downward slopes, you can steal some respite. And Before you know it, we're at another security checkpoint, which we easily breeze through.
Security checkpoint?
And then another one, because, well, I don't really know why. And at last,
Like, they didn't even check anything. It just like literally like it just passed without stopping and they didn't check anything.
because, well, I don't really know why.
Okay,
And at last, we find ourselves at home.
let's go. This per passenger, 17 PHP, 2 kilometers.
I usually get to my place 8:30 to 9.
And when do you eat dinner?
Damn.
Dinner 10 o'clock. 10, 9:30, 10. Sometimes I eat while lining up for the UV.
Right, so what time do you actually
Makes sense.
11.
So you go to bed at 11, you wake up at 3?
Yup.
3.
That's
I mean,
every
yeah, I
day
guess-
for almost 3 years now.
You're making me tired.
Fucking hell. When I guess, yeah, like in the morning it's probably the same. It's like 2 hours or something.
So that I could briefly emulate
respect
Emiko's
it.
life, she arranged an Airbnb for me so that the next morning I could join her morning commute. Don't mind the mess. I slept in here last night for a few hours, and that's my mess there wasn't like that to start off with. Just want to show you the place. So this is the bath.
Nice.
Well, toilet and showers up there. So it's a combo unit. And this is what it looks like. Sorry, I'm in a rush. I have to
It
go.
looks great.
That's where I stayed. Before we get to the second half of the trip, let me talk to you about safety. While traveling in the Philippines, I was always on the go, but still needed to log in to all my accounts. Because I don't reuse my passwords for different
Sponsor.
logins, that
Dashlane. No, I think I'll pass this long video. Sponsor is probably dead by now, but thank you to Dashlane for sponsoring this video. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible, right? I'll advance. Here we go.
Dashlane.com Manila.
I need to catch the first tricycle before 4 a.m.
Man. I've always been lucky with commutes. Like, worst commute I had was like 30 to 40 minutes, right? Which already I felt like was too long in the sense of like, you know, be it in the morning or in the evening, it's just like, it's so boring and it feels like such a waste of time, right? Even though you don't have a choice, right? I lived in the countryside, so work would of course always be kind of far away to the slightly bigger cities. But I can't imagine 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours that some people do. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't have a choice, but it's kind of crazy to me, yeah. Just that amount of commute. It's kind of crazy. I respect people who manage to do it. Different colors the light.
Di ba yung mag-pick up nito? Meron kaming...
The night before, Emiko had arranged for the driver to pick me up at 4 a.m. But as she had warned, being on time is not a guarantee. So even though some other drivers tried to offer rides, my driver didn't show up until 15 minutes later, at which
Damn.
point she had already booked another ride. Yeah, he just left, like 1 minute before he came here. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Filipinos are always late.
Transfer points. 2 kilometers again, yeah. Our bigger bus, the jeepney.
For the last leg of the trip, we're riding in the venerable jeepney.
Oh, damn. You have to
What we're
face
doing
people
now
like that.
is waiting until the jeepney is full before we depart.
My introvert ass is dying, look at this. This is way too tight with other people.
Along the journey, you'll hear the words bayad po, which means my payment. Since there's usually many people between you and the barker, the fare collector, it's up to the passengers to pass the money around.
Okay, I mean, that's nice. Four 30 AM.
I think we'll arrive 45 minutes later.
That whistling sound you're hearing, that's the jeepney's air brakes.
Air brake.
Along the way, passengers can be dropped off and picked up at any point alongside the road, which, while convenient,
It's so tight.
doesn't help traffic safety or congestion.
I feel like I would get claustrophobia, genuinely.
We're now at peak passenger, with 11 on each bench, 2 in the front, 2 standing in and out of the rear, plus the driver up front and the barker in the back, for a grand total of 28 souls aboard.
Damn.
Dali!
You better not be too fat getting into that.
What do you do on the weekends then?
On the weekends, I just sleep.
Fair enough.
I just sleep, watch videos, read a book, and sleep. Sometimes I meet with my friends, but recently I haven't met my friends because I was always tired. It's really not efficient.
Obviously, like, that's what it is, right? Like, every single day, go to sleep at 11, wake up at 4. Literally spend, like, half of your day getting to and back from work, and also work. I mean, like, then you have 2 days on weekend, but you're just dead. Crazy.
We're wasting a lot of time just because of the traffic, the lining up. People's lives are getting messed up because it really gets a lot of negative impact in our lives.
So it could be better, like, the infrastructure to make things better, no?
This is my office.
So bright.
So this is where we work. So, see, it's already 5:22 in the morning. Normally, I
But,
arrive.
like, wait, why do you have to be at your job at 5 a.m. in the morning? That's crazy. It's a desk job and you're there at 5 a.m.? Like, that's insane. You always think desk jobs start like 7, 8, 9, not 5 a.m. That's insane.
In the office 5 o'clock to 5:30. We start working at 7 o'clock in the morning.
7.
But here in my team, we can also start working as early as when we get here, because
Oh.
we
You clock in.
normally do things like prepare papers, we do reports, so that later in the afternoon we'll have to do nothing else. we are already relaxed.
Wait, so she's saying, I don't get it. Like, I thought she was gonna say, like, so we can leave early. Like, you know, you start earlier, but then you can leave, like, after the set amount of hours. But no, like, she gets earlier to do the work early, and then just chill, but still have to wait until the end of the day. That seems kind of insane to me. Like, why not just get there on time and leave on time?
I have asthma. Do you have asthma too, or because you sound like
Yeah.
I can hear it? So
Oh my god.
yeah, it sounds like you're wheezing. Oh, must be from the like
from the commute, from
every
the
single
pollution.
day. Yeah, I'd feel like every
I
day.
Yeah.
actually didn't notice yet.
Oh no, I can kind of hear it. So.
Breakfast. I guess, yeah, there's breakfast too.
ES5 to 42.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, my hand's wet.
Okay, it's okay. Thank you so much. Take care. You
All
just
right.
share the location if anything happens.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Good morning. Good morning.
293 PHP. Manila commute.
I asked Emiko what the cost would be like if she took a Grab to and from work. She said it would be 600 to 700p in the morning and up to 1000p at night. The ride alone in the morning would be more than a minimum wage earner makes in a day. So while riding in a Grab was affordable to me, it's not at all a good solution for those commuting in Metro Manila, both price-wise and congestion-wise. There's so much I left out of the video that I just might make a second video about Manila's traffic problems. What do you think? As always, thanks to all my patrons on Patreon for supporting projects like this. I have so much footage from the Philippines, like 17 hours, so there'll probably...
Taga ça le pose here. Okay, well, I mean, all I can say is that, yeah, I'm sure there's definitely a lot of work to do to fix it and make things better for the flow and, you know, not wasting as much of people's time. I think, like, when you think of, like, a massive city that does well in terms of, like, you know, public transportation that makes things, like, being maximized in terms of, like, not wasting time, you think of Tokyo, right? Like, it's kind of well known with, you know, the way Tokyo is and the way they've made, like, the public transportation system. It's, like, insanely efficient. I have no idea if it's actually perfect, but usually you hear about it as being, like, you know, like, probably the best in the world, right? It's never late, it's always on time, it's fast, smooth, and it can get you everywhere you want to be, right? So, you know, I don't really know if, like, there's other ways to do it to make things work way better, right? I mean, yeah, I don't actually know. Like, I don't know enough about Manila to know, like, what the problem is, what needs to be fixed to make things more smooth and all that, and more affordable, obviously. I mean, but yeah, definitely seems like a struggle to commute in Manila. I feel bad for anyone who has to do it, right? Really interesting video. All I can say is it's definitely a challenge. I mean, that lady again, like 3 to 4 a.m. she starts going, and then she doesn't come back until like 8 or something. When, you know, if she had like more normal commute, she could be home at like 6 and maybe go to work at like 5 or 6 a.m., which would be a lot more reasonable, I feel like. Okay, really good video. Is that link?